month, we catch up with Midland Mayor Maureen Donker to find out about the state of our city. Midland Mayor Maureen Donker shared the annual State of the City address with more than 300 area business leaders from the Midland Area Chamber of Commerce. We caught up with Mayor Donker to hear some of the highlights from her State of the City address. Mayor Donker, a theme of this year's State of the City address was a story about the 20-mile march, or what you affectionately call the Midland Difference. Can you tell us that story?
This past year I thought a lot about what a great community that we live in, and I started asking myself, why is that? And it prompted me to read Jim Collins' book, Great by Choice. And he said the best communities have relentless discipline. When I thought about this, it made me think about Midland, and I thought, that's us. We are a community that is great by choice.
And as you use that reference, you considered Midland to be what you called the Midland Difference. And you had lots of examples of what you consider the Midland Difference and what puts us there on the map as a Midland Difference.
Last year there were lots of efforts that were going on in our community that I think, things like Exploring Our Future, which is a strategic planning process that's been going on in the community. The Chamber of Commerce Strategic Plan and their Farmers Market Study. Senior Services and the Legacy Center were working together and asking the question, what assets improve quality of life for seniors?
And while Midland is different, we have a lot of the same struggles that many of the communities around us have. So as we look into the upcoming budget year, what do you see as some of the toughest challenges in the upcoming budget?
I would say it's probably in two categories: infrastructure and the budget itself. So, with infrastructure, certainly there's roads. And we're going to see some of that this year, and the community will experience a disruption when MDOT comes in and works on Eastman Avenue. And we know that this is going to be an inconvenience for many, and we're hoping that everyone will be patient about that. But this was really going to be a 20-year fix for us, and so it's really important that we do that. But in addition to the roads themselves, there's what's under the roads, all those things that people don't see. For example, 220 miles of sanitary sewers, 201 miles of storm sewers and open drains, 426 miles of water mains, and above the ground there's 3,309 fire hydrants. So in addition to infrastructure, there is also the budget. And this year we anticipate that we might have a $1.5 million shortfall. Now last year we had no millage increase. And this year, when we were in our planning session in January, we had 3 directives for staff as they prepare this budget for this upcoming year. And the first was to keep services at the highest level possible, with particular emphasis on public safety. The second was we didn't want any reduction in our savings, which is at $5.1 million, and that we would possibly consider a millage increase of not more than $0.5 mil, but our preference would be really not more than a third of a mil.
So, moving from budget, you also took a look at some of the really cool things that happened in our community over the past year. And while you had lots of examples from throughout the community, let's focus on a couple examples you used strictly from the City of Midland standpoint. Let's start with the Plymouth Park Fun Zone.
Well, the Fun Zone, what a great thing that is in our community. It was built 20 years ago, and this past year it received a very needed renovation. And this was spearheaded by the Midland Area Community Foundation and the city. And so what took place was volunteers came together, and the goal was really to improve the safety and make it more accessible. We added some new play equipment in the play area. We added sun umbrellas, and our public service department rebuilt the much-loved train and fire engine. Just like 20 years ago.
And Curry Municipal Golf Course, how are things going there?
Well, there's been lots of changes at Curry this past year, certainly. Billy Casper Golf is now managing the golf course for us. And we've added some new features to the golf course. We have foot golf, which is a combination of kickball and golf. Last year we hosted the Wounded Warrior Golf Outing, which is the largest simultaneous golf outing in the world, and it supports a wonderful cause.
Let's end by taking a look at the future. What inspires you as you take a look at the year and the years to come?
As you think about Midland, we're part of something bigger. Midland is part of Midland County. And we started to engage on a journey last year to create a unified vision for our greater community. And we called it Midland Exploring Our Future. And this, again, was a very collaborative process. It brought together 100 people who came together for 4 days of discussion. Others were able to participate through online surveys or through meeting in the box type of discussions that were held throughout the community.
And the other is Momentum Midland. How is that going to affect our future?
Our downtown is our front porch. And we are very excited about having this partnership with Momentum Midland. And this is a collaborative effort that is led by the Baseball Foundation, and it engages a variety of stakeholders. And their goal is to create an investment plan and to engage existing efforts that are going on to help develop the downtown.
We barely scratched the surface of all the mayor had to say in her State of the City address. To view the entire presentation, visit the City of Midland homepage, click on the link in the Recent News section.